So today we're going to be discussing of how can we accelerate QA testing, especially a use case that we did within our company for mobile app development, and how can we accelerate that using deep learning. So how many of you have actually worked on mobile development? Show of hands. How many of you have actually worked on something that recorded videos for like hours in a mobile phone? Maybe I'm just talking to you. But most of us will get what we are talking about here. So what we were trying to develop, just to give a little bit of context, is a mobile app which would record hours of videos and save it up to the cloud. So some of the features that were needed within this application was basically recording consistency. It should be able to record like each and every movement it sees in front of the camera. It runs across platforms and runs on various devices, and anyone who's worked with mobile app development knows there's so many different caveats rather than just writing the piece of code, because it runs very different on different architectures and different devices. Some of the common problems that comes with a recording app is you can miss certain frames when you're recording chunks of videos. What would happen is you can also have stuttering frames in the video, which means it's just frozen for like a couple of seconds and it's not recording that part. Or since it's a very long video that you're recording, you always have you're always saving that in like chunks of like, let's say for example 10 minutes, and every time you save a chunk, you basically restart all the camera hardware and get the acquisition back and start recording again for the next part. So you don't want a long gap between these restarts, because what would happen in that case is you just miss what you're trying to record. So how do you identify if these problems exist in an app? For most of the things that we talked about in the problem section, we cannot write unit tests that would be able to identify these out of the box. So basically, one of the solutions is test, manually test, and test some more. What happens when you do a lot of manual testing, the challenges with that is basically it's time consuming, a lot of human errors, and it could have inconsistent results because there's a human being actually going through those videos and looking for the errors that you're trying to find.